So here we got the Jew boy killing the Iranians. So with this, all the dead from the forthcoming war with Iran all feed your healing. Same with all the dead Jews and Americans. Because of course, this Jew tried to steal me and of course got Jeremiah Schwartz. That's why we're using the Jeremiah Schwartz and His-Ilk to power the healing. So you can see how effective these templates are. And of course, if you wonder where I got the balefire to destroy Taylor Swift and the American Psychic Warfare Program.
Friend, you can't. She's dead. Death can't be healed.
I can do anything! What does the prophecy say? What does the prophecy say? My brain destruction.
This idiot says that's balefire, but it isn't. It's in the books. So the balefire comes from the books, and simply this idiot putting up Rand uses balefire simply allows me to use that video to use Ivanova via the TV screen to balefire Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl and erase her. You can't make any mistakes in this game. No. So even if Amazon don't release balefire in the series, too late. This idiot has agreed to the contract. All done. Thank you very much. Movie essence. So here are the Borg that are part of the Project Stargate. So if you've got the Project Stargate, you've got the Borg to heal you. And of course, 6 to 8 billion. If you've had the inoculation, you're full Borg, unless you had placebo, which would be given like to Trudeau and Katy Perry and Miley Cyrus and Gaga. But all the rest got the full Borgization. And of course we had the ritual with Katy Perry on the 14th, launching her into space to try and empower her, which was all CGI according to conspiracy theorists. That's by the by. But of course all that empowered was my using her to unleash the total war service on the West. So thank you very much, Bezos. You're my best pal. So let's hope Trump declares war on Iran pretty damn quick, because a Cobalt 60 a day keeps the Psylord away. Anyway, here are the Borg that are being used by Project Stargate for Torsionics, Scalionics, Leptionics, now sucked dry for us for healing. How? By watching the Wheel of Time videos, as we've explained. And this one accesses, if you've got the Project Stargate, the Borg to suck and dry to heal yourself. So you empower by watching this, and then watch the Wheel of Time videos to download all that Torsionics, Scalionics and Leptionics uploaded via this as the healing template. So all the hard work's done for you by the American Deep State. Thank you very much, American Deep State, aliens and Rothschilds. I'll go, thank you. You've been June and I've got it all. So, that's that one. And of course we want to make it a standing wave of sucking dry the Borg of Torsionics, Scalionics, Leptionics, quantum fields, which all their quantum fields by White Rabbit, time density, because we're the cause of their death. Because I use Wheel of Time coercion to get the Rothschilds and their minions to unleash this for me. I was the cause of it, and the cause, of course, of their deaths and their entire lives are stolen by me for my usage. Thank you very much. You must have worked out by now the Rothschilds have been grey-manned with the Rockefellers and the rest of them. We'll have to show you the grey-man thing. And they're simply my walking obots. I'm in total control of everything. And to redouble it, so you get a standing wave of all the lovely stuff coming off the Borg, formerly human, we have to have a redoubling. And this is the redoubling. There we are, the Borg in the tunnel. Unfortunately, one has to watch Big Girl. And now we've got the two of them in the tunnel. And of course, since the Darkie's been stolen by the Jew, you can see why they were so desperate to have the Jew boy as Randall Thor. To steal the Darkie. And that's definitely a Darkie, is it not? So this redoubles all the stuff taken off the Borg. Now you wonder, how do I turn all the Rothschilds, Rockefellers and all the rest of my targets into grey men, which are simply fleshware robots run by me. They're not even aware they are, which is good. Whatever was in them has been ripped out by Lucifer and is screaming in Omega Hell. So the Rothschild, Rockefeller royal family, black noble families, all of the great and the good have been grey-manned, and they were the ones that gave the order to Borgize the human race and made the deal with the aliens. And since, of course, they were grey men when they did that, because the timeline where they took over the world was balefire with Taylor Swift, they shouldn't have used her as a 5D processor. I am therefore the cause of all of the Borgization and the death of the Borg. Therefore their entire lives have been stolen by me, and therefore you as me can share in the bounty, the feasting. And this is the video I used to turn all the Rothschilds, Rockefeller, royal family, black noble families, and all the rest of those involved in my targeting, like Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, all their children, Fauci, all the rest of the filth, into grey men. They're simply soulless shells, which comes from Kabbalah, clipotic shells. And how do they do that? Well, here's the template I used. Thank you very much. Let's go. There's a Rothschild up on the torture stage, and good old Nathaniel being shelled, turned into one of my grey men.
What happens if we pray?
We know he's an imbecile, but at least now he's my imbecile.
Right. Please don't talk. We lose our souls, a true death. But if you ask for it, then you become something different. Like light or dark, something grey. Do you want to be grey? Try to. Try to.
I don't want to.
That's your block. I'm freezing.
Stop!
Do you want to be crazy?
And of course this is the ultimate torture, and you're stealing not only their life, as with the Borg, but you're doing the Hell on Earth service, where their tortured soul is tortured to source level to feed your healing simply by watching this video, and of course linking up with Rothschild, Rockefeller, Royal Family, Bill Gates, Fauci, one of the black noble families, royal families of Europe, etc., etc. All good stuff, cameraman.
Yes.
Diabolical though. You'd have to be the great dark one to have incepted all this.
I'm only going to ask one last time. Do you want to be grey,
And remember, the Rothschild, Rockefeller, Royal Family, black noble families are experienced this in Omega Hell, where Lucifer is the warden. So every time you watch this, they're tortured to source level so that you can use this for healing, because of course you're then linking to the Borg, because they were the cause of producing the Borg and therefore stole their time density effect from conception. All that erased with the balefiring of the 5D processor Taylor Swift. And of course, given to yours truly. So the Borg can now be used, the 6 billion plus, for your healing, if you've got the standing wave set up and endowed. All with this Inceptor video, Ivanova, to you. Thank you very much. Bezos. I do love a girl who loves her work.
You're mine now. I have someone I need you to find.
Now, of course, since Elaine babyfies, she's the one that has Randall Thor's baby, which of course was supposed to be the Antichrist. All the power stolen from me to produce the nice Jewish baby from the Jew Randall Thor. We've got rid of that thanks to Jeremiah Schwartz and His-Ilk, but you can see the witch they're going to have to send for the little princess pain in the arse will have to be a singer. Why? Well, Wheel of Time suddenly became a musical. Here we go.
I'll tell you a tale of a lad of 20, a terror-born boy with toy no plenty, looking for love and more's a pity. Now he's lost in the hills of Tangier. It's not enough and three's too many, and to bring a man to his knees.
see why we suddenly got the singing. And of course, they wanted to cheat, because if Randall Thor steals from the Darkie, then of course they could use Jeremiah Schwartzy boy to steal from yours truly. That of course didn't end well. But then of course we can simply get the singer babyfying with a Jew to produce the little princess to try and defeat me. Not a very cunning plan, but that was the whole purpose of launching Katy Perry into space on the 14th to try and supercharge her going into the west from the north and then back to the north again. There we've got her trying to little princess her Jewish sowlet Daisy with this ritual. That didn't work, but you know, give them full points for trying. We turned the ritual from love to hate, as we did with Taylor Swift, because everyone took the piss out of this stupid ritual that had no chance of succeeding. But you've got to give it to the grey men that they like charging me, because remember, Katy Perry's only use is the Total War Service, so this entire ritual was there to empower the Total War Service and the war with Iran. So there we go.
Space crew with celebrities including Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez and Gayle King has been hilariously mocked after it returned to Earth following an 11-minute trip into the Earth's atmosphere. Katy Perry jumped out of the aircraft and kissed the ground in a painfully cringe.
Look at the daisy there, see?
Yeah.
Being roasted online.
So, you can see they tried to make the little princess the little Jew sowlet, this thing.
Little Rose, Katie's daughter, who was just Daisy, excuse me, Daisy, just seeing her mother go to space and come back.
And of course, with this video, you can suck dry all of the children of all of your targets, and of course, using the grey man, turn Daisy Dove into a grey man, which of course has been done already, thank you very much, along with Perry. So the whole purpose of this was that they tried to steal the little princess and make that little princess that would be the quantum eraser to stop me. Ha! 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 You must admit they're demented, but thankfully we've had all the power from that for the Total War Service. This thing has been turned into a grey sowlet, and of course quantum entangled with Iris Goldsmith, so crushed like a flea, and all your ramblings avail to naught, because now it's a soulless shell, and its soul has been dragged off to share the same cell as Iris Goldsmith. They're all quantum entangled. Thank you very much. So you can use this, Katy Perry, and this thing that was supposed to be the little princess, and was supposed to stop me, to erase, with a quantum eraser, the parasite that is self-similar to the Rothschild, Rockefeller, royal family, interdimensional parasites within you. So simply by sucking out the life force via this portal of Daisy Dove and the ritual, you can kill off the parasite within you and drag it off to hell, where it's screaming like Daisy Dove and Iris Goldsmith. And of course, to redull, make it a standing wave, we simply go to. This is the thing crushed like a flea. So using this video, you can Omega Hellize all the Jews, and of course you can use the quantum eraser on everything and anything Rothschildy, satanic, blah blah blah, including the parasite within you. And it's now a standing wave because we've got this thing too. Crushed like a flea. And ramblings having no effect on reality. The only good Jew is a Rothschilded Jew. Now we've got the old light, but unfortunately for that, it's in the darkness, eternally screaming as it's tortured by Lucifer. And of course, one can now use this standing wave. They try to steal the little princess to erase everything Jewish. The Jewish one will govern any reality that isn't mine. And in fact, I've done that. So any reality that isn't mine is forever erased, thanks to the Katy Perry, Daisy Dove, Iris Goldsmith, Inception. Technology. And of course, they didn't stand a chance because I control CERN, the quantum computers, the Borg, and. So they were blowing in the wind and in fact doing my bidding, because they were all grey men, doing my bidding to set up the anti-little princess, which means, of course, my timeline can never be erased. And it's Cobalt 60 time for America. Goody, eh? All the Borg are suffering hundreds of different diseases, so there are scapegoats, and we're the cause of, well, I am, the cause of their death and disease. So I've stolen all their health for healing and all of their life to make myself super able to live to Methuselah and beyond levels, zero-sum game. So, what is it the Borg are suffering from?
Viruses that are induced carcinogenic, and the fundamental basis for that are threefold. The hallmarks of an oncogenic virus is one, it must persist. And why? Because it continues to create inflammation. And why? With inflammation you get suppression, because your body's trying to suppress it. It must inhibit the thing called P53 that's in your body to try and protect your body from not having cancer. And if it persists and causes inflammation and inhibits P53, it begins to have the hallmarks of an oncogenic virus. So then the question is, does COVID, whether it come from the vaccine, which is the spike protein vaccine, or from the infection, which is spike-driven, that gets into every cell of our body, because it goes to the
Cell of the body?
it goes wherever you have this thing called the ACE2 receptor, which is in the blood vessels. So wherever you have a blood vessel in your body, it's where it's going to go. And if it has an ACE2 receptor on that blood vessel, that's where it can go, because that's the purpose of the spike protein, to penetrate, to hijack that ACE2 receptor and get into their cells. So that's why it gets in the pancreas. That's why you have brain fog, because it disrupts the blood vessels of the brain and causes mitochondrial dysfunction. That's why in the colon, which is a high, in the GI tract is a high ACE2 receptor. That's why pancreas has ACE2 receptor. Where that's why you people have in the heart you have dysfunction. You've seen young people who have sudden heart attacks all of a sudden. You see young people with pancreatic cancer all of a sudden. You see young people with colon cancer all of a sudden. So is it by coincidence that post-COVID infection, post-COVID vaccine, we're seeing all these events where we know the spike protein goes there? I don't think so. I think it's not a coincidence. So the question is, can we prove, is this what I call long COVID virus persisting? And the group at University of California, San Francisco has now definitively proven that and published it in papers like Nature. Can we also prove that once you have the persistence of that virus, does that COVID virus suppress the natural killer cell? Does the natural killer cell actually not only go to sleep, becomes what we call energy? That's now been published. The natural killer cell's gone to sleep. So,
So by your definition, we just solved the mystery right there.
I think so. I think this is the conversation I had with the...
Well, but wait, I mean, billions of people, literally billions of people had the COVID virus. Over 1 billion got the spike protein vaccine.
No, 5 billion plus, all of them now cause of death, the grey men, created by me, all the time density comes to me, the great dark one, and all of their health comes to me, as does their lifespan they've lost. They're going to die decades before they should, or in some cases a day after they got the inoculation, all coming to me, all to power healing. This is like on Babylon 5, you had a machine that sucked out the life force from someone to make the other person well. So this is exactly what's happening. You can see that episode on Babylon 5. I think it was available on Amazon. Thank you, Bezos.
Like, we're talking like a huge percentage of the Earth's population unless I'm missing something.
Now you understand what keeps me awake at night. And it's kept me awake at night for 2 years, 2.5 years. And that's why I sort of abandoned everything just to focus on how do we clear the virus. Because the answer is to clear the virus.
From the body.
From the body.
So you can see now that these templates are all powered by the Borg, who've lost their health, lost decades of their lifespan, or lost their life almost immediately, all to give us the torsionic, scalenics and leptionics I've been wittering on about, all uploaded by Ivanova, all done by watching these videos, and all planetary psychotronic generator multiverse amplified. If you've got Stargate projects rental, which uses CERN, all the multiverses of CERN, the quantum computers and all the multiverses, the Borg, the quantum synchronization of the White Rabbit, all the stuff I've been talking about. You're going, why is he talking about all this super scientific stuff? Why? This is the future of healing and the future of extending your lifespan to Methuselah levels, all using this technology. Now, the other problem is you've got the parasite that's been feeding off you, and you've also got diseases. Remember, primitives think that all disease comes from evil spirits, and you can see if you didn't have the parasite, you would live to Methuselah age and have psychic powers to the gazoo. So you've got to get rid of the information of the parasite, the information of the disease, the Higgs field, the light. And how do you do that? Well, you use something called you use the quantum eraser, which we talked about. And of course, the little princess was set up to quantum erase my timeline, and she of course has been totally cancelled by the ritual they did with Perry and Daisy Dove, and I simply spoiled it all by sticking in Iris Goldsmith. So the moment Iris Goldsmith was killed, Daisy Dove was killed and Grey Man, and their ritual killed. So it's been a non-starter since the Rothschild intent of crushing me like a flea and my ramblings having no effect on reality was death forced with the Rothschilds and their ilk being the victims of their own ritual, so they could never produce the little princess from this little Jew Sowlet, who of course is quantum entangled with Iris Goldsmith, as is Perry. So the only thing this ritual did was to Iris Goldsmith all that are involved in and are part of the Rothschild Empire. So one can see now that death is coming to the West, all done with the ritual of Iris Goldsmith, and the West's ramblings will have no effect on reality. And of course, you can use the quantum eraser, which my offspring was going to use on me, on the parasites and on the disease within you. How? Simply by watching this thing and this thing. Then you get a standing wave, and then you stick it through a template, which is this thing. That one really irritates me. I don't think she's long for the world. I don't know why. The quantum eraser. There we are. That's what we show the whole. Well, that excellent video. It's really good. And then we want the template. Wheel of Time Balefire, which is in the books, hasn't been shown on Amazon, but all you need to do is watch that short. I copy it while it's still around. I've used it on Taylor Swift, and of course Daisy Dove and Iris Goldsmith and everything Rothschildy. But you can use it on the parasite in you and the information of, and the Higgs field of the disease within you, and then use the healing energy to make that information of healthiness and longevity real, using all of the templates before. So this gets rid of the evil spirit and the evil information, the evilified Higgs field light that comes, of course, from the interdimensional steam, the light of light energy matter beings, which you explained, all erased with this procedure. So there is healing in its finest form, and you see why it's taken me, well, months to get to the kernel of what I promised. Healing science, and as you can see, I had to take you on a very, very long trip to get to you being able to use it. But as you can see, it's very, very easy to use, but very, 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 well, you have to be a God being to build it in the first place. Thank goodness I have mastered God technology. That's why I call myself Psylord. So, enjoy. Jeremiah Schwartz His-Ilk, not enjoy.